everyone, I'm here today to take a look at the B&M exclusive Doctor Who 8th Doctor and Dalek Interrogator Prime set. It comes in a pretty nice display box, as you can see here. The Doctor was there and the Dalek was that side there. Got Paul McGann's face there in his Dark Eyes outfit. Now, Dark Eyes is a series of stories that were created by Big Finish for the audio adventures of Doctor Who, where Paul McGann's had an ongoing series for quite a few years now, and which are really good. And this is based on that, based on his look there. It says the story is the Time War at the bottom there. But the outfit to me is what I always think of him having in Dark Eyes. By the time of the Time War, I think he was in his outfit that we saw when he regenerated into John Hurt. And then on the side, you've got some more images of the Time War and the Doctor there. On the back, the Garden of Eden in the Garden of Death, sorry. Audio drama there and a description, so different stories it's kind of referencing in the box and in the outfit itself that he's got on in the design. On that side there's a picture of the Doctor and the Dalek. I haven't actually listened to any of the Time War stories that Big Finish have done yet, but I'll have to get on that. Anyway, yeah, nice box if you want to keep it in there, and it's resealable as well, so it's easy enough to get the toys out and put them back in again if you want to as well. Now here's the Doctor. He's using the Christopher Eccleston body. It's just been repainted because it was a very similar outfit, just in different colours, though Paul McGann's jacket did fit him better than Eccleston's, so this jacket looks a bit baggy on him in my opinion, but I think it actually looks better in this colour scheme than it does in the Christopher Eccleston colour scheme, which I'll do a quick comparison of here. If we have them next to each other, you can see that I think it just looks better with the, you know, different colours involved in the outfit, with the white t-shirt and then the lighter blue jeans, rather than it just all being black. In the audio dramas, he is described as having a satchel as well that doesn't come with him, and he doesn't come with his sonic screwdriver either. But I do think it looks quite good. Now, because he's using the Christopher Eccleston body, it's one of the earliest figures that was made by this company, so it's got slightly less articulation than you might get in more modern Doctor Who figures by character options. It's got the legs that go out to the front there and bend at the knees. There's no ankle articulation. The legs do go out to the side a bit, so the jacket gets in the way a little bit, but I don't think you'd need to have his spread his legs any more than that anyway. So there's a reasonable amount of motion in the legs there. The arms go out, go forward, but they don't go out to the sides. And there's a swivel at the bicep, which I don't particularly like. I think it just looks odd, having a swivel there that breaks up the sculpt. I mean, no one swivels their arms in the middle of their bicep. It's a completely unnatural point of articulation for anyone to have, so I'm never really very keen on that. And the wrist swivel as well. And the head will turn from side to side, but it's a bit tight. And I am a bit worried about it breaking, so I'm not going to force it, but it should turn, but mine seems very stiff. For a closer look at the face sculpt there, there's quite a nice amount of detail in the jacket. Considering how old the sculpt is now, they did a pretty good job with it, even back in, I think, 2005, I guess this sculpt must have been done. There's a lot of sort of little cracks and that in the leather jacket, and the belt there going around. Lots of nice little details. If we open it up, you can see the white t-shirt there, and there's a nice kind of wash to the jeans as well, and how well that'll show up. And then the brown shoes. Here he is outside the TARDIS, and as you can see, if you've got a spare sonic screwdriver laying around, he can hold one, even though he doesn't come with one himself. And now here's a comparison with all of his different outfits. His original outfit we saw in the TV movie, the outfit he has in the audio dramas, in particular Dark Eyes, and the outfit that we last see him in before he regenerates into John Hurt. So all his different looks there. I like all of them. The middle one does kind of stand out a bit because there seems like a natural evolution between the first and the last. They're kind of similar. but you can see how it would have adapted over time, especially when the Time War started and it becomes a bit more practical with the boots and that. But this one just seems really sort of completely different to the other two, but I still like it, even if it is a bit too similar to Christopher Eccleston's. I actually prefer this over Christopher Eccleston's outfit though. I think the new face sculpt is probably the weakest of the three, but I mean, it's not terrible or anything like that, but I just don't like it quite as much as the other two. Maybe it's the paint job more than the sculpt that isn't bringing out the details so much. And now the Dalek Interrogator Prime. Now this isn't a Dalek I know much about because I haven't listened to the audio story he's in, but I do really like the design. It kind of reminds me of the old Peter Cushing Daleks when we had the red and the blue ones there, which I've always liked. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to see a Dalek which was kind of a bright blue like we saw in 2010 with the Teletubby Daleks. It just doesn't quite suit the modern design, but this darker blue with the silver balls I think really works. Part of me wishes the head was blue. I don't know if it would work or not, but I'd like to see it. Just see a completely blue Dalek just with the silver detailing. I've always found it a bit off when the Daleks' heads are a different colour to their body. It just doesn't really work for me. But at the same time, this one I do actually quite like. There's a nice wash to the silver as well to make it look battle-worn. And it's the standard Dalek body that's been used since about 2008, 2009, I think they switched to this slimmer design from the early ones that were a bit fat. It's got wheels on the bottom there to roll along the ground. But if you've had the other Daleks, this is exactly the same, just a different colour, but with more of a dark wash to it to make it look as if it's been through the wars, which I quite like. It's got the standard articulation, which is minimal, but the gun and the sucker will move around and are on a ball joint there. The eye stalk goes up and down, and the head turns around. It'd go all the way around like that. And that's all the articulation you need on a Dalek, really. There's a more close-up look where hopefully you can see that wash. It really does look pretty realistic, like it's metal. They've done a really good job with this. And you can never have too many Daleks. And for a comparison, here he is with some different colour Daleks. You've got the black Dalek Sec, a regular Dalek in the background there, and the red Supreme Dalek. I do like seeing a variety of different colours with my Daleks, even though, like I say, I don't like them to be rainbow colours necessarily, but just a few different colours thrown in there I think works pretty well. And lastly, here he is with Davros and a classic series Dalek. Even though this set is a reasonably simple set of repaints with a slight modification with the new head put on the Christopher Eccleston body, it's a really great set, especially if, like me, you're a fan of the 8th Doctor, who I think is so underrated. Paul McGann gives a great performance in the audio dramas, and if you haven't listened to any of them and you're a fan of Doctor Who, I'd definitely give them a go. I keep wishing the BBC would give Paul an actual series on TV of his own, even if it's just one season, just to mix things up a bit. At this point, would it really hurt? I mean, Doctor Who's all about time travel. There's no reason that an old Doctor can't have a new series and, maybe come and pick up a companion from 2019 or 2020 or whatever. Because in my opinion, the Big Finish audio dramas are a lot better than the TV series has been for quite a while now. Maybe get some of those writers on board with the TV series to direct a McGann season. As always, everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Exterminate!